Hey y'all, it's Bethany here. Welcome back to my channel, Bethany Brings Books. I thought I would film a quick bookshelf and plant tour today. I have my living room shelves pretty much organized, so I've been wanting to do one of these for a while, and I finally kind of got everything a bit more organized. I still have some more books that I need to put on them, but for now, we're going to go with this. Later on, I'll try to do an updated one once I finish. I still have some books in storage that I've got to put somewhere, but I just haven't unpacked them yet. So, all right, y'all, I'm back. My kids came in here wanting snacks, so I got sidetracked. But this is hopefully going to be a quick bookshelf tour and also maybe a bit of a plant tour. I have a lot of house plants, so I thought it would be fun to share those with you guys as well. You may see or hear a little bit of Sherlock. He's out wandering around, so we'll see how he behaves. But anyway, let us go ahead and get started. So this is my main living area. Excuse the clothes right there. There's some clothes that I need to hold up, but this is my main living area. And I'm gonna try to let it adjust to the lighting. There's this area over here. So we're gonna start right here. This is my TV stand, and I have these two shelves here. So first of all, let's just mention this plant right here. This is a peace lily that I got last year, about a year ago. Well, I've had it a little over a year. It really needs some help. I don't know, it just looks kind of poorly. It was beautiful when I got it, very thick, and I don't know, maybe I think, you know, sometimes they do that. They put them in a pot that's really too small to make them look thick, but it needs some help. It's kind of battered looking. But anyway, this shelf here. So let's just step back and look at it. Here. There you go, you can see it better. So this is where I have my, I have on the very top, I have my part of my Agatha Christie books here, and then over there are the other ones. But up here, I just have different ones. I think these are all Poirot. I try to put them together. And then I just have a few other like little decorative things. This oil lamp is one that I've had a long time. And these are actually, this is actually an Avon bottle. I found it at a thrift store and I thought it was so cute. It's like a perfume bottle, and the quail is the same. His head pops off. This little bird, it came from my husband's grandma. After she passed away, we got some of her things, and that was one of the things I got. And then up here, one of my favorite plants, I call it a Swiss cheese plant. I'm not entirely certain what the regular name is. It looks kind of poorly right now. I don't know if it died out in the winter. I'm not sure. In the winter, it started dropping a lot of its lower leaves and turning yellow. I repotted it. It looks like it's getting a lot of new growth up near the top. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm trying to figure out if it was just doing that because it was winter, or if there's something I need to adjust with it, because it was looking really beautiful last year, and then during the winter it started looking kind of scrawny. So I don't know. That's one of my favorites though. And then on to the shelf. So up here on the top, I have a lot of Christian nonfiction. So I have Timothy Keller, Andrew Murray. In the back there, I have a lot of the books from the Billy Graham Classic Library. Let me move this. Let's see. Yeah, I have some Max Lucado books. I try to have them kind of by author, although the Billy Graham ones are just those from his library or whatever. And then I have a whole nother stack right there of different Christian fiction. Another bird that we got from Clay's grandmother. Then I have some Corrie ten Boom books. Hey, Ellie. Then underneath it, All right, guys, I got sidetracked again. My dog was chewing on something. Anyway, down here I have pretty much mostly like missionary. In the front, it's all Elizabeth Elliot books. These are almost all of her books. And then she wrote, this is another one she wrote. This is a biography of Amy Carmichael. That is a really good book. Then I have, that's one too, the Journals of Jim Elliot. And then behind here, it's basically a lot more like missionary biographies. And I have read a few of these. So let me see. I've read Becoming Elizabeth Elliot. I've read this one, A Chance to Die. I've read some of this one. And then some of these Elizabeth Elliots I've read in the past, but I want to go back and read them again. I've only read a handful. And then I have more just like missionaries or people of faith, their life stories. The Diary of David Brainerd, Bonhoeffer. A lot of these I need to read for sure. And behind the Elizabeth Elliot books, I think it's more of the same. So there's that. And then underneath that, we have different, we have a few Agatha Christie's that I couldn't fit up top. This one is the Bedside and Bathtub Armchair Companion to Agatha Christie. It's just got all different, like, information about her books and stuff. This, there's something on that. And then I've got my Daphne du Maurier books here. I do have multiples of some of them because some of these I got from my husband's grandmother's a book sale or estate sale. And then these two, I like these editions. I got them on Book Outlet, so I do have some multiple editions. Back here I have various like compilation books, like short stories, letters of Evie White, complete stories of Flannery O'Connor, so stuff like that, like mostly short story collections. And then basically the same thing behind here. This is I think it's a lime pothos. I don't know how you say that, but pothos. And it loves this location. It has just taken off since I put it here. Absolutely growing by leaps and bounds. So I think this area right here, because this one has done the same since I put it here, I think this area is just good lighting. But as you'll see, I absolutely love pothos because it's super easy to grow, very forgiving. So I have tried to collect many different varieties of it. More short stories, and then some G.K. Chesterton, Father Brown mysteries. And then down here, I have a bunch more Christian nonfiction, just all different stuff. These right here are kind of kids, like parenting books. Maybe some of them are also like ladies books, like books geared more towards women, or books from the Museum of the Bible, books that they put out. Those are pretty interesting. And then just a lot more Christian nonfiction. Many. Then down here is kind of coffee table books, travel guides, stuff like that. I have just some different interesting coffee table books and travel guides that I like. A few more right there. Then right here is, I cannot remember, I think it's called an arrowhead plant, something like that. I don't know the real name for it. It's just one of many varieties. There's different varieties. This one I like because it has that little pinkish tint. These have been a little finicky for me. This one was doing very poorly, but I repotted it and then I put it here, and it absolutely, all that is new growth. You see that? Like, that's all new growth. There's a new one. It totally loves it here. So I don't know if it's just a matter of getting it the right lighting, but it really likes it there. Also, I want to show y'all this quilt. I made this quilt a long time ago for Clay whenever we were dating. I need to get back into quilting. So anyway, we have This up here, oh, we do have this plant as well. This is another pothos. This one I think is, it has just a little bit of, see if I can focus it. You see it has some very light variation, like really light. I think this one might be called, I'm not sure. I have one that is like lemon meringue or something like that. This one might be it. I'm not sure, but I've got it up here for now. I recently moved it. I don't know if it's gonna like it up there, but that's where I've got it for now. Then up here, we have the rest of my Agatha Christie books. This is just her, Miss Marple, Tommy and Tuppence, different various ones. Another pothos. I'm gonna take it down so y'all can see it. This one looks very close to the other one I just showed y'all. Very similar, but it is a different variety. It is, I cannot remember what the name of this one is either. It might be Golden Globe. I think it's Golden Globe or something like that. It has very mild color. I don't know if it'd be called variegation, but it's got a very mild difference in the colors. You can tell if you look. It's kind of hard to see on here, but if you look closely, you can kind of tell on that one right there. This one, it's doing pretty good. It was actually pretty big when I bought it already, but I've just got it up here, and I think it likes it there pretty good. It might grow a little slower, but okay. This shelf. So on the top of here, I have my C.S. Lewis books back here, the Narnia series, and then his nonfiction. Some George MacDonald books, and then I have my Catherine Marshall books, Christie, Julie, a bunch of different books by her. And this is just something I picked up at the thrift store a long time ago. I thought that was cute. Another little bird. And then down here I have, this is a seed catalog from Baker Seed. Baker, I can't even remember the name. I've ordered tons of seeds from them and can't remember the name, but it's pretty cool. I like that. I have these Foxfire books. My husband really liked the Foxfire books, so we started trying to collect them. I don't have the whole series, but I have those there. This is something else I got at the thrift store. These are just kind of like historical nonfiction, like I think this one's about like Native American stories, testimonies. And then these are slave letters, and then also letters from different people during the Civil War. This I started off my other Swiss cheese plant. It broke off, and so I rooted it. And it's already started getting some new growth on it. I put it here recently. I had it over by my kitchen, but I put it here recently, and we're going to see how it does. I don't know. And then over here I have different mystery series. So I have just a handful of different ones that I found at thrift stores, you know, a Mrs. Jeffries, a couple of the Reese Bowen, her Royal Spinus mysteries, whatever they're called. I don't know. It's just some different random mysteries that I found. This is a little Norman Rockwell figurine that my mom bought me. I love Norman Rockwell. She found this at a thrift store, so I thought it was cute over here. This vase I found at a thrift store a long time ago, and I love it. It's old. Love it. And then, okay, here I have, these will probably also get more on them. I still have some books in storage that I think are mostly probably going to be like historical nonfiction. So this is just different historical nonfiction, basically. A book about the first ladies, 1776, I think is what that one is. Just various historical fiction, nonfiction, I mean. This, my Clay's granny gave me a long time ago. So cute. This was a gift, I think from Bailey, a long time ago when I first started BookTube. And wildflower books, gardening books. Then down here, I have, this is going to be kind of hard for y'all to see, it's darker, but another whole section of Christian nonfiction. So just a bunch more Christian nonfiction. Some Tozer books. Just all different stuff. Got those. And then down here at the very bottom, I put these down here because I don't really... these are ones that I'm not going to use as much. Some marriage books. I had a ton of them and I got rid of a bunch. Obviously, after, over the past... when I was going through my stuff recently. I'm single now, so I got rid of a lot of them, but there are a few that I want to keep. And so they're down there. And then just a couple of my husband's books that I probably won't read, but I want to keep. And some baby name books that I want to keep, even though I just think they're interesting. All right, so there's that. And then right here I have the lighting. Sorry, guys, it's going to be hard. Let's see. Okay. I have a bunch of coloring books that I keep in this basket so I can easily get to them and color when I feel like it. I like having them there. That way, when I feel like coloring, I can just pick one up and color. This is I can't remember what it's called. It's not a pothos. I really cannot remember the name of this, guys. If you know, put it in the comments. And this one, I have really struggled with this plant as well. I think it was in really poor soil, I think, and it would dry out super fast, and I would forget to water it. So I've repotted it. I've moved it. I'm hoping that it's going to take off. I think it grows slowly too, so I just put this here. This is my Ricker flare that I've had a long time. This is a basket for, a basket for library books. And then down here I've got just a stack of books that I'm either currently reading or hoping to read soon. I'm reading this one slowly, this one, and then at the back some more. So these are books that I want to read soon or am currently reading slowly. So let's move over here. First of all, down here is a bunch of library books. Huge stack that I've got to take back to the library. I've got them sitting over here. I got to put them in a bag. But okay, this is my Anne of Green Gables shelf. And this is where I keep all of my Anne of Green Gables books. So I have quite a collection. I've slowly collected them over the years. I have an Anne of Green Gables coloring book. This is an edition that I found, I think, at the thrift store or used bookstore. I'm trying to get this to focus, guys. This one I've had since I was a kid. I remember getting that when I was young. This one I found at a thrift store, I think. Anne series. I've got this candle I've had for a while, A Day in Avonlea. And I have some other like Anne picture books, more editions of Anne, and then these are various like the landscape of Anne of Green Gables, just various books about Prince Edward Island. And then I have this adorable little, I think it's a bookmark, but I leave it up here because I like to look at it. It looks like a library lending card. Then down here, so this is the hat to my little Aunt Doll. She's currently, I think, underneath my couch. My cat somehow has a little hole under my couch that she hides in, and somehow the dog got under there, and I've got to get her out. But this is other Ellen Montgomery books that I have. These are kind of extra copies that I have. Down here is the Road to Avonlea book series. And then this is another Anne edition. Then down here is my Secret Garden collection. So I've got various Secret Garden books. Let me turn this around. It's an old edition of Heidi that I found a long time ago. So yeah, I've got Heidi, Rebecca of Sunnybrook Farms, just kind of books in that general genre. And this is a collection that I found a long time ago. There's that. That's my Anne shelf. And then up here I do have another Pothos. Now this one, there are a few different variations of this, and they're really similar in appearance. So I'm not sure. I think one of them is called, I cannot remember. don't know if it's Pearls and something. I don't know. I don't remember the name of this one, guys, but it is another variegated pothos and another one of my favorites. I just love the color on it. It's very slow growing. Variegated plants usually are slower growing, but I love it. All right, so over here I have my basically Nancy Drew, the classic series. These are the Nancy Drew cookbook, a couple of games. These are some of my older ones that I have separated right there. And it's not the case files, but they're newer. I don't remember what they're called. There's the case files, and there's more behind these guys. They're full. The Nancy Drew diaries, Nancy Drew and the Hardy Boys, and some of my Hardy Boys. So there's that one. I also have this, and then a Nancy Drew paper doll set. This plant, I do not remember what the name of it is. Someone gave it to me for Mother's Day, and it had really pretty flowers. And then the flowers died, which I read that they would. And then just the plant remains. I need to water it. The Borrowers and the Famous Five. I've never read either of these, but I am excited to give them a try someday. And then over here, so let me zoom out just to show y'all. I've got this, and then this. So this is a bunch of magazines. So all of those are Our State magazines, which I love. Our State is a magazine about North Carolina, and it just has so many fun stories about North Carolina people, places in North Carolina, events, historical things. It's just gorgeous. It's a gorgeous magazine. I love it. So I kind of have collected a lot of these older editions. And then up here is a collection of seashells that we collected on our honeymoon and on vacations. I think those are mostly from vacations. I have another jar that was from our honeymoon. This is mostly my I guess I would say juvenile fiction or middle grade. This one is more or less like historical. I have these. Behind here I have like the Dear America series, some of those, Rush Revere. I have this series, I don't even know what it's called. Just a lot of historical stuff. Then down here more, this is kind of, I would say, more mystery. I have just the Bobbsey Twins, Animal Art mysteries, just more mysteries. And then down here, these right here are the books that my kids picked for me to read in 2024. So those are just stacked there. But by all the rest of that, this is American Girl books. A lot of these are from my childhood. Like some of the My World one, Their World, Molly's World, stuff like that. These are cookbooks. A lot of these I had when I was younger. The series down there, most of those I had when I was younger. And then over here I have Elsie Dinsmore books. And then down here on the very bottom is my Newbery books. All of my Newbery winners or different award-winning books or Newbery medal. And then this basket is kids Caldecott books, Caldecott medal books. And this plant, this is called a satin, I believe someone called it a satin pothos, but it's not a pothos plant. It's not a true pothos. It's something else. This is another one that seems to have done kind of poorly at times. It is another very slow grower. My cats also try to, one of my cats tries to chew on it, so it has some spots that need help, but I've put it over here. I don't know how well it's going to do, because this is not direct sunlight. We'll see. We'll see. This is another arrowhead. This one is called the Maria Arrowhead, and this one was gorgeous when I bought it, very thick and full, but it just died out. And so I finally just repotted it in something smaller, and it's starting to get all of this new growth on it. So I'm hoping, look, there's another little baby one right here. See that little baby one? So I'm hoping that it will do okay here. I think the arrowhead plants are pretty good if you can figure out the right lighting for them. This is some kind of bromeliad. I'm not sure what they're called, but someone gave this to me. I don't really know how to care for it right now. I need to look up some more care. It also looks very pitiful because my cats keep chewing on it. Or my cat. Only one of my cats does. The other one don't. And then, oh, this is some old Life magazines, old books. Homeschool stuff. And then up here is it's a type of monstera, I think it is. And it was actually, when at my apartment, it was so gorgeous. And the day I moved, I took it outside and put it in the car, and it got so hot sitting in the car, like it was in the car for a couple hours, I think, that it literally, like, most of the plant looked shriveled up and looked like that right there. It like killed it, and it was gorgeous, and I was so disappointed. But I cut off all the dead growth, and it's starting to really come back now. I need to figure out a way to maybe pin it up or something, but I love it. It's gorgeous. I just love monstera anyway. I think it's a monstera plant. Over here is some school stuff up here on top of the shelf. A globe that was actually mine when I was in school, when I was homeschooled. A nest right there that my mother-in-law found me a long time ago to go in she bought it for me to put in a little bird cage, but I ended up just putting it up there with my other, like the rocks. These are my husband's rocks and arrowheads and stuff. He loved collecting them when he was younger. So this is kind of, I would say, more like learning books, you know, the eyewitness books, dictionary. This dictionary was ours when we were kids. Some books for my kiddos to read. This is some learning stuff. And then here we have the Trixie Belden series, which I have never read. I need to read. This is another historical series I read back here as a kid. The I Survived books, the Mandy series back there. Let me move this statue. The Boxcar Children series, Sugar Creek. And then that is another series. I forgot I don't remember what it's called. It's some kind of Christian fiction kids series. This I got when I graduated from nursing school. Someone gave that to me. Down here is my Cherry Ames vintage series. So when I first saw these years ago when I was in nursing school, I like immediately wanted to collect this series, and they're very hard to find, but someone had these on eBay and I bought them, and I need to read them. I love them. They're so pretty, at least to my vintage loving mind. But they have the original dust jackets, and I just thought that was so amazing. So I have those. Call the Midwife. I've never read that. Hardy Boys. And then this little figurine my mom recently gave me. It is a Norman Rockwell nurse. So I thought that was super cute. Down here I have a ton of Grace Livingston Hill books that I need to read. All of those I found at the thrift store. A whole vintage Grace Livingston Hill collection. Most of those I found at the thrift store as well. The Jan Caron I've collected through the years. James Harriet, thrift store find. And then Georgette Hare. Down here, more kids learning books. Just various learning books. My little golden book collection. Hardback kids books. Dr. Seuss books. And a couple of other, Dick and Jane. These are books that I've recently read, so I just am keeping them here so I can use them to like review and do my YouTube videos. And up here I would say this is kind of like older kids fiction. So more vintage books that I want to keep up here so they don't get messed up. So like this old Lassie book. These old Hardy Boys. These are like early old editions with the original dust jackets. Some of those older ones. So yeah, these are older ones that I don't want to get messed up. Winnie the Pooh. And then on this top shelf, I have all of my Little House on the Prairie stuff. So I have Little House on the Prairie paper dolls. All of these Little House on the Prairie books. This statue that I also got from Clay's Granny that I thought was so pretty. This series, a Little House series that was published later. This little statue that, it just always makes me think about how in the books, Laura talks about her mom having a little china doll that she kept on the mantle, and this makes me think of that. So that's why I have that here. A little cup that Clay's Granny gave me a long time ago, Norman Rockwell. And then all of those, even the small series right there. So that's those shelves. And then down here, this is kind of underneath my bar, but we don't use it. I have a kitchen table over there, so we don't use this. So I just put it in here, just did kids books. This is Bible story books here. Bible Story and Holiday. Curious George, Clifford, Amelia Bedelia, Franklin, those types of books. Down here we have some older books, and then easy readers in the bag. And then Berenstain Bears, and then just miscellaneous paperbacks, mostly. And then in that basket is more easy readers. So lots. Some kids books on top. I kind of want to organize that a little bit differently. Fix those, but for now they're just up there. This is my cactus. I think it's a Christmas cactus. I need to get it. I don't know. I don't know if it likes it here or not. Somebody gave this to me. So this was in a plant collection that someone gave me. Like my church actually gave it to me when my husband's grandma passed away. And usually, I don't know why, but when they have all those different plants in one container, I struggle with keeping them alive. So this is the only one that survived. This is a peace lily, and I don't know what it is with me and peace lilies, but I struggle with them. So this one, I have repotted it, and maybe it's going to finally start growing. I don't know. I hope it does. We'll see. And there's just some more Our State magazines. Now the last shelf in here. So this is kind of in this little corner going into my hallway right here. So up here, this is what I call my classic shelf. So up here I have, first of all, a ZZ plant, which these are so easy to care for. Like, I haven't watered this thing in ages. I need to water it, but they're so easy. I would say you could overwater them, because I think when I first got it, I was overwatering it, and it was starting to get like some rot. But I need to water it. I literally probably haven't watered it in a couple months. So there's that. And it does well in low light. Like, it barely gets any light over here, and it's doing well. So, all right. Also, this shelf desperately needs to be dusted, so please ignore that. So up here we have this. This is, these are like a classic, kind of like a little guidebook almost. They're really cute, vintage looking. This is, I've never read these. They're a mystery series that I think they were originally published in like France or Italy. I want to read them. And then this is just various, it's a collection, various classic like crime, I guess, or mystery. And then this is just something that was my husband's. Some vintage postcards. This was also my husband's. This is pretty cool. It's a hand-painted nesting doll set from Russia. So a missionary gave it to him a long time ago. Wilkie Collins books back there. And then over here, Dorothy Sayers, another one I haven't read, but I want to read. And this is the shells we collected on our honeymoon. Sherlock Holmes. So there's the Sherlock Holmes. And then down here, all of my Jane Austens. I have this book is so cool. It's Jane Austen's cover. The covers like through the years, that's really cool. I found that one on Book Outlet recently. This was a gift from my sister-in-law. I love it. This is cool. It's like a card catalog. It's really like note cards, but they look like different books, but I've never really used them to write. I just like to keep them like that. They look like different books, like card catalog, the book things that go in the back of the book. A Jane Austen coloring book, various editions. This is a older collection of all of Jane Austen's novels I found at a thrift store. More Jane Austen books. This is a little tea set that came from my granny. This came from a neighbor that we had when we were young after she died. When I was a kid, after she died, they let us get something of hers, and that's what I got. I think that was from my neighbor. This teapot I found at the thrift store. And then these are my Louisa May Alcott books. All of those back there. And right here. Then down here, I have this Beauty and the Beast coffee cup that I found a long time ago, and I love it. It looks like stained glass. Over here, just various fairy tales, different editions of Beauty and the Beast. Fairy tale collection. This is Shakespeare poetry. And then over here, just random classics. And then down here, so down here I have Dickens books here. These two editions of Wuthering Heights. I can't really say how I have these classified. I don't know. These on this, I would say I classified more by author, I think. So I have those Gaskell books back there, but I also kind of have them, the Gaskell ones, I have them together, but then also the Penguin ones kind of together. So I have those George Eliot books. This is a very old edition of Adam Bede, or I don't know how you say that, but anyway. And then back here is, I think, my Barnes and Noble classics right there. Yeah, so I have the Anthony Trollope and other Barnes and Noble classics with these Anthony Trollope books right here. And then on the bottom down here, I have a whole stack of like the Puffin kids classics, and then these are his classics, but more of like nonfiction, like autobiographies, Anne Frank's diary, stuff like that. To Kill a Mockingbird, Bartlett's Famous Quotations, a literature book, and then just different ones. Down here I have, these are kind of like my Russian lit that I have. I don't have much. And just various other classics that I've collected. This section right here is like a Walmart edition. They're all Walmart editions. And I just thought they're kind of, so they look like this, and they all have this, not a sticker, but it's made onto the cover. And I don't know, I just started seeing them at thrift stores and collecting them because they look kind of quirky, I guess. But yeah, so I have those. Basically, that's all my classics. All right, I'm gonna show y'all a couple more plants before I show you the last two shelves. This one might be the satin pothos. I don't remember. I don't think it's a true pothos, but whatever it is, it's very pretty. I love it. It has like almost like a textured look to it. Yeah, it's really filled out since I bought it. I just watered it. It's in my sink. This is I think this is a marble queen, and it definitely has some of the larger leaves have less variegation, but these newer ones have a lot more variegation. And then right here this one is one that I've had in water for a long time. This actually was in a plant that came from a flower I got after my husband passed away. This is what do you call it? Oh, I can't remember the name of it. I can't remember the name. I know what it is and I cannot remember. Is it a heart? I don't know. Anyway, I've had it in this water for a long time. I need to plant it. I'm just scared if I plant it, it'll die. And this I'm trying. I had this little cactus that my husband was growing, and these little tiny babies grew on top of it. But then the cactus itself died, but these little babies were on top, so tried planting those to see if they'll take root. And this aloe pieces. I've just not been great with aloe, so we're gonna see how it does. This one is this is slow growing, but it's also low light. Well, I wouldn't say it's super slow growing, but it's low light and low water, and I don't know why the tips are brown like that, but I've repotted it about 3 times since I got it. It was in a really tiny container when I bought it, like really tiny, and I just repotted it again. It's got all those little babies coming up. This is my other arrowhead plant that my cat knocked over, and it has been through the ringer, but I'm hoping that I can bring it back. It is let's see, which one is it? White butterfly arrowhead. So it's another one that's a little bit different, but hopefully I can bring it back. I've got it over here so I can figure out where to put it. I'm going to run over these last plants pretty quickly. This is another pothos. I think that this one is a Baltic blue, I think is what this one's called. I have this one hanging up, and it's doing pretty good. My cat's got a hold of it, so I hung it up, and it's, I think, finally starting to come back from that. But a very pretty one that I love. And these are the last 2. So this is another one, again, my cat's got a hold of. They kept chewing the tips, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna just hang it up where they can't get to it, and hopefully it'll take off and do better, because it was really pretty when I bought it. This is another pothos. I think this one is called something Silver Sword or something. I don't remember exact name. I need to try to remember all these names, but this one's also a very pretty one when it fills out. So hoping over here near the window it'll fill in more. And then this is another one of the variegated ones, pretty large one that I bought at actually Food Lion, our chain grocery store down here. So I love these variegated ones. They grow slowly, but they're so pretty. All right, guys, these last 2 I'm going to go over super quick because they're really not organized, and I want to do a better one later once I get them more organized. This one's in my bedroom, and this is all of my Christian fiction. So up here at the top, I just have some various, so this is just kind of in my memory of my husband. This is his flag, a candle, and this is our wedding wreath and some of our things from our wedding. And so then down here, I kind of have them classified by genre somewhat. I've got to reorganize it though. So this is I would say, Christian suspense. I've got D. Henderson, Terry Blackstock, and just a different edition. More Terry Blackstocks behind there. Here is a lot of Gilbert Morris. So this series, the Cheney Duvall series. This is a whole stack of Gilbert Morris. And back here is another Cheney Duvall series this is a newer edition. A lot of these little things you'll see are from Clay's grandma. When she passed away, we got some of her stuff I've already mentioned. This is my cup that I keep all of my bookmarks in. I'll have to do a bookmark video one day. And then here's my Pepper Basham books, her historical fiction ones. Then down here, I have more of what I would say contemporary fiction, rom-coms. Back here, I have a whole bunch of Denise Hunter, Jenny B. Jones. This is just miscellaneous contemporary fiction. Melissa Ferguson. These are kind of, I would say, rom-coms. Melissa Tagg. And I really need to go through these again. Some of them I'll probably get rid of, but I need to go through them again. More historical fiction, more contemporary fiction. Becky Wade, Nicole Deese, Tammy L. Gray. I have some Charles Martin books back there. These are more, I would say, mystery. They're like historical Well, they're not all historical, but they're more mystery. And then down here, a lot of historical. My Elizabeth Camden books. I think there's some biblical fiction back there. I mean, they're stacked too deep, guys. Maybe one day I can do a better video, but for now, this is it. Up here, I have, these are more like classic books that I liked when I was younger, like Catherine Palmer, Lori Wick. This is a series from Barber. Lori Copeland. This shelf needs to be reorganized and cleaned. Right now, I've just thrown some stuff up there, so that's why it looks like this. But it's my Redeeming Love, Rancine River series. I've got this one just standing there for now. Like I said, I'm going to get in here and organize these later. Baxter Family. More cozy mysteries. All these books by Anna Conwell that I need to organize. These are a lot of Regency, more historical fiction, more Melanie Dickerson. And then down here on the very bottom, ignore these. These are a stack of books that I've got to box up. Down here is a lot of cozy mysteries, like Guidepost cozy mysteries, and then Christmas books. So there it is, guys. Hopefully I will do a better one sometime soon. Quick snapshot of this. This is my Bible shelf. Desperately needs to be organized. I just wanted to show y'all that. That's where all my Bibles and a lot of my biblical study books are. Alright guys, so that's it. This video ended up being a bit longer than what I thought it was going to be. But I hope y'all enjoyed this bookshelf tour. Hopefully the video is not too blurry or shaky. Thank y'all for watching, guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye!